Hey, welcome everyone to another tech privacy video. In this video, we're discussing getting rid of WhatsApp out of your life. Now, if you want to see the written versions video, you can find a link to my website in the video description. Also, my justification and research that I conducted explaining why you should get rid of WhatsApp immediately, all links to those sources and tech news websites, which I'll be showing throughout this video too, are on the website of mine on the video description. So check it out if you want to see the source links and all my research. Getting rid of WhatsApp is not easy. Almost everyone I know uses WhatsApp. So I kind of feel for other people that are stuck in the same boat. But honestly, this is not worth the loss of privacy. I've already got my wife converted over and some of the family. I'm going to get them more of the family. And I'm going to tell them flat out, if you want to get a hold of me, use Signal. I'm going to switch into Signal. There are other alternatives, but if you're trying to get a hold of me on WhatsApp, too bad, so sad. I just don't care. I rather retain my privacy because it is a privacy nightmare on WhatsApp, and I'll be explaining that throughout the rest of the video. And then we'll talk about all these scary things that WhatsApp can access. A lot of people are like, it's end-to-end encrypted chat. That is a load of trash. That means nothing. There's the amount of other information available to Meta is downright horrible and just plain disgusting in how they use it. I already explained their lack of privacy and controls and care for their users in a previous video, in which I explained how Meta will be able to scan, using their AI, your photos on your camera that you have not uploaded to Instagram yet. So even Instagram, get rid of it. And I provide alternative solutions on what to do if you really have to use Instagram. Okay, so now I'm going to jumping into my Android device. And the permissions here I'm going to show you will probably be the same on iOS. It's most likely going to be the same thing. And I just want to see just how much information does Meta have access to that is not regarding your end-to-end encrypted chat. But it goes beyond this. So if you look at this right now, permissions allowed. These are base permissions. I never touched this, okay? This is exactly how it was default when I first installed it. It has access to your camera, contacts, so your first name and last name of all the people in your phone book, your microphone, music, and audio, because of course you might want to record videos and pictures and send it on WhatsApp. Notifications, so it can read notifications from the app itself. I don't think anything else. Your phone contacts, again, I mentioned that earlier. Your photos and SMS when you upload pictures and videos, and SMS. SMS, I'm not sure. I think that might be specific to certain countries where they send you some security login when you're changing devices, perhaps. But this is a tremendous amount of info that is not end-to-end encrypted that Meta can access anytime, and they abuse this data. So in a move that should surprise nobody, WhatsApp is adding ads to the status screen. That's kind of like those Instagram type of reels on WhatsApp. They're going to start putting ads in there, and the data from there is to be targeted ads based on certain information. And the user's information is based on their country, city, language, and channels they're already following. They do claim, however, they will not be using information such as your phone number, messages, calls, and group chats to serve targeted ads, if that can be believed, because Meta, the head company, has abused privacy laws and regulations through multiple countries, multiple times, on millions upon users in the history of its company. So I wouldn't take their word for it and expect that more ads are going to be coming in soon in more features, because that's just the Meta way. So those of you where Facebook, which is now known as Meta, bought WhatsApp for $19 billion, which is an absurd amount of money for a messaging app. And this service is free. But I don't think anyone ever questions, why would Meta, a company that sells data and abuses it with no privacy regards at all, be providing this service for free? Because they're tracking and selling your data. So in 2009, John Kwam, I apologize if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, and Brian Acton founded WhatsApp. And several years later, they sold that service to Meta, as I mentioned. And of course, this gives access to a lot of metadata information, not Meta, the company, but metadata within WhatsApp, to 450 million active users of WhatsApp. So this is data that Meta, the company, is tracking on WhatsApp users based on metadata within the WhatsApp app. I know it's a very confusing tongue twister there. In 2017, one of the founders of WhatsApp, Brian Acton, left Meta because 87 million users' information was exposed to data firm Cambridge Analytica, which they're using for selling data and trying to sway the US election results. And Brian Acton openly said that everyone should delete Facebook. Just get rid of it. It is an invasion of privacy, and basically by selling WhatsApp to Meta, he said he sold his users' privacy, which he regretted. And a bigger shocker was him also openly tweeting, delete Facebook. Meta is just an evil company, and that's of course where Signal comes into play later on. Okay, now we're gonna jump into the real meat and potatoes, the privacy nightmare of WhatsApp. So I'm not saying you have to use Signal, but I'm just saying get rid of WhatsApp and use something else. Text messaging is not secure because your service provider, your telco service provider, can read all your messages. It's not private at all. So you need to use some sort of encrypted based app. One thing that is not encrypted, and a lot of people don't know this, and it's not well known, is a lot of businesses use WhatsApp for communication with customers. This seems to be more popular, especially in Asia. Those messages with businesses are not encrypted. They reside on Meta services. So if you're talking to some sort of business that provides very confidential type of information, something very private, that is fully exposed to Meta. There's no encryption at all. Moving past that, when you look at the metadata itself available in WhatsApp, what information do they have on you? By providing your phone number, they now have your phone number. They have your first name and last name. In addition to that, it also scans your phone book to see whether people are using WhatsApp. And let's face it, it's the most popular service in the world. The majority of the folks that you know, at least in my case, are using WhatsApp. So now they know all my contacts. And by looking at my contacts, they'll see people named Mom, because my mom is called Mom in my phone book. My dad is called Dad. So they know who my dad is and my mom is and their phone number. My mom and dad also use WhatsApp, so they know their first name and last name. So they know the relationship of, here's my mom's name and her phone number. Here's my dad's name and his phone number. And here's the relationship between me and them. So that is all just from your phone number and phone book. They know all the information. To make matters worse, if you have linked your phone number to Facebook or Instagram during registration process or as a 2FA backup, they will now correlate your phone number, your first name, last name to your Facebook account and your Instagram account. So any activity on those services, they'll know exactly that it relates back to you on WhatsApp. It knows almost everything about you in terms of who you're messaging frequently, who you're calling, your first name, last name, the pictures, what you look like. So even if you have no pictures, like your contact display picture on WhatsApp, it can just scan your Facebook and Instagram profile to know what you look like, what your children look like, and all information is now correlated with WhatsApp services. Scary enough, some testing has been done by some researchers, and they have found that Meta will track who you're calling, how often you're calling them, the duration and length of the call. Of course, they can't supposedly hear what you're saying on the call because that's also encrypted, but they have all information, so they'll know who your frequent contacts are, who you're messaging, how frequently you're messaging. So your favorite contacts, basically, they have all information tracking through metadata. In addition to that, they also scan the device that you're using, so they'll know the make and model of your device, what operating system you're using, so iOS or Android, for example. The recipient of the chat messages, pictures, or phone call, they'll also know the make and model of their device, the operating system that device is running, even if you're using WhatsApp app on a computer, which I never did, I never trusted it, they'll know all the information as well. They'll also know information about which IP address you have on your home network, the cell phone tower you're connected to and your IP address, and they'll try to triangulate that and find your physical location. Of course, they're also trying to track the physical location of the recipient of your chat messages and your phone calls. This is very scary information. And of course, because they have access to your phone number and whatnot, a lot of things that are not encrypted are also your profile picture, the contacts as I mentioned earlier, the group chats that you're in, and the name of the group chats. So if you call one the boys or BFF for life, they'll probably know, okay, this is all the participants of their group chat. And based on the title of the group chat, these are all like their best friends or something like that. Based on all this information so far you can gather, they can build a pattern of behavior. What time and date you're sending messages, what time you're not usually. So they'll realize, okay, these hours, they're not sending messages. They're probably asleep at nighttime. And this is usually when they're offline. You can also triangulate your physical location. So where are you usually located? Where are you sending your messages the most from? This is your work location. That's where you work from. Oh, no, that looks like a home address. You're mostly home. They can build a pattern of behavior based on all this metadata. Another scary thing is that a lot of people don't realize is that when you try to back up your chats to Google Drive or iCloud, because that's usually presented as an option in the WhatsApp, they're like, if you don't store your chats locally, if your device gets wiped, you have to put it into Google Drive or iCloud. A lot of people don't realize that it is not encrypted. So if your iCloud or Google Drive account gets hacked, which those accounts do get hacked quite frequently, if they get access to your chat history on Google Drive or iCloud, it's not encrypted. So backing up your data is not protected. There's also another concern with data residency, especially if you live in Europe with GDPR. There's a concern about, because all the information on how the inner workings of WhatsApp is closed, they don't really share any information, where's that data residing? So if I live in Canada, are my chat sessions going to Meta servers in China? Because it's just cheap to host there. I don't know that. Meta doesn't share this information. Where is your data going when it syncs up your phone book and phone number, your first name and last name? which countries to go to. There are other items that you should be concerned about, and that includes your profile picture. If your profile picture is uploaded to your main profile on WhatsApp, they can see that picture. They know exactly what you look like now. The pictures of group chats are also being scanned and used. So in my situation, I have a group chat with my parents. They'll have pictures of my kids on it, which, before all this research, it wasn't a big deal, but now I've done this research, I'm kind of regretful they did that. Even though I didn't do it, they did. I kind of regret that they did it. And keep in mind, with the Meta AI services and those group pictures, they probably know what my parents look like. And then my kids' pictures are in that group chat picture with my mom and dad. So now they can correlate, okay, this is the grandchildren of my mom and dad. It is very scary. You'd be surprised how powerful Meta AI is at scanning this information. So here's a crazy one. I don't think this is available in Canada. I haven't seen it. I haven't bothered looking into it, but it is available in certain countries of the world. You can send payments and money through WhatsApp directly. So not like a link to PayPal or something like that, or Western Union or whatever. I'm just making up stuff. But you can send it directly within the WhatsApp app itself. This information is not encrypted. WhatsApp will have full information to your first name, last name, and who you're sending the information to. So their first name, last name, the recipient of the funds, the amount of money sent, the time and date the money was sent, the currency was sent in. And a crazy thing about this is on Meta's privacy policy, they openly share that some of this information with the transactional information will be shared with third-party vendors. So before I mention my last point, and I want to be very clear about this, I hope you're not into any criminal activity. Please don't do anything illegal. One crazy thing is that all this metadata I mentioned earlier, all that information I've covered so far is easily available to authorities and based on a 15-minute cycle. It's been shown. So they can't see the messages apparently because they're end-to-end encrypted, but all the other information is fully available to authorities. But I think I provided enough justification that you should not be using WhatsApp. There are plenty of alternative apps. Signal just happens to be the best and most convenient one to use. The interface is very similar to WhatsApp. It's easy to use for non-tech savvy people. It's quite popular. It just seems like the best alternative, but there are plenty of open source end-to-end encrypted services available as well. Do what you will with you wish with this information. If you value your privacy, stop using WhatsApp. If you keep using WhatsApp, it means you do not care about your privacy. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, be sure to check out my website link in the video description. Subscribe, it literally helps my channel grow. If you found this information useful, maybe hit the super thanks button, which helps donate to the channel because I have to do all this research on my own time. It does take time to research and gather all this information for you. And that's pretty much it.